Is he drinking at all? No,
Murdaugh cried through much of day one of his murder trial. The prominent South Carolina attorney is accused of killing his wife and son as his life unraveled amid drug abuse and theft. Brian Entin joins us just outside the courtroom in South Carolina. All of a sudden, things got sort of wildly interesting just in the first day of testimony. I feel like we didn't learn as much as just the reactions of Murdaugh in the courtroom sort of told us so much about the case versus how he reacted and sounded on the 911 call and in the body cam footage.
Yeah, I mean, he cried all day. It wasn't just this morning. He literally cried all day long in the courtroom throughout the entire thing. And what was interesting, Leland, is you obviously can't see the jurors on TV, but they were watching him for much of the day. They were staring at him. Which has got a lot of people saying, look, is this a tactic that the defense came up with? You see him right there. He's sobbing again there. Was this all part of the plan because they knew the jurors would have their eyes on him? You know, it was interesting. The first responders took the stand today, and many of them said when they showed up out to the murder scene, when he was standing there, he didn't cry. But you see today, that's what went on all day long.
Yeah, and you have to remember, it's a trial attorney on trial, so he knows better than anybody that the jury is going to be watching him. This is one of the first responders describing those very first minutes when they arrived after Murdaugh called 911 and said, my son and my wife are dead. Take a listen.
Brain standard Murdaugh. How you doing?
What did the defendant say right there?
So while I'm in the process of gathering information about the two victims from Mr. Murdaugh, somebody walks by behind me and he pauses what he's telling me to say, hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah.
And who was that he said that to?
I'm not 100% certain. I believe it was a fire rescue individual.
And to be fair, none of us have been in a situation where you arrive to find loved ones killed. If he's innocent, he arrived to find that, and you would be in shock and in disbelief and in distress and all of these things. Did the defense in any way try to explain this or have the police officer who they were questioning sort of relay anything on cross-examination?
Well, they did have a couple of officers when they drilled in who said, well, he wasn't crying, but he did seem emotional. But what stood out to me is what he immediately started talking about when the officers showed up, like immediately, was that, oh, my son was involved in this boat accident. This might have something to do with that. He started saying that right away, which the prosecution later went on to say was very, very interesting. Was he already trying to sort of build an alibi?
Well, you could always be trying to build an alibi, or your son has just been murdered, and you're talking about what could have led to that murder. Here's real quickly the cross-examination of some of the police officers.
What did you do to preserve those?
The tire tracks? Nothing.
And you certainly are not an expert in tire tracks.
I'm not.
So you couldn't tell whether it was multiple vehicles or one vehicle?
No.
And it may have been multiple vehicles?
May have been.
How much is police incompetence going to play in this?
Look, that was a big moment. That was a win for the defense. They didn't record or, take note of the tire tracks. And there was also footprints that they apparently didn't document. There's not a lot of evidence that we've seen so far, rock solid evidence that puts Murdaugh there as the murderer. He's not on camera. There's not an eyewitness. So that leaves a lot of wiggle room here for the defense to bring up these things.
Yeah, especially in a world, as we've heard often from prosecutors, where juries expect sort of the same information that they see on TV shows. Brian, thank you. Day 2 tomorrow. We'll check back in.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.